Hey YouTube stackers, just wanted to do my first video, which I didn't expect I would be doing so quick, on my silver stacking exploits. Just wanted to give a big shout out to the rest of the silver stacking community for their helpful videos, uploads, comments, and all their hints and tricks. Chances are, if you upload videos and you're watching mine, there's a very high chance I've watched yours. I've watched hours and hours worth of silver stacking videos. Some really impressive collections, and certainly dwarfs mine on first video stakes. I see some people upload their first videos of their first week, and yeah, they've got like 400 ounces. Congratulations on that, but I'm the guy who's on a budget. I'm the poor guy stacker. I have the aim of buying one silver coin per week, and trying to build from there, and anytime I can get some more excess money, that's when it's going to be invested more into silver. I wanted to do this video too as another newbie video for other people who may be stacking as well, to show you where I've started from, what got me into it, and where I want to go with it. What got me into silver stacking was a life change where, I'm not going to go into any details, there's really no point. But I had a really big life change where I needed to get some more self-improvement in my life. So in that sense, to me, it was I got to get some money behind me. So coming from the ideal scenario, you want to just be, putting money away in the bank. But I saw another video the other day, it was just last night, sorry, of a stacker who said that he's just a compulsive spender. And there are them type of people in the world who are just spenders. You get the money, you just can't wait to spend that. And that's me to a T. Like, that guy absolutely nailed me, and I was chuckling about how similar we are. So if you do see this, man, got you 100%. I've also learnt too, like a lot of people said in their videos, about the gold and silver logic. When you start justifying prices of irrelevant stuff you're going to buy, and you start putting it into silver dollar value, and you start going, holy shit, I'm going to buy a coin instead. So without wasting mecha time, I do have, as you can see, airtight capsules on the right, which I do want to add to the video, and I've got my stack to the left. Like I said, it's been 2 months of stacking, which is 8 weeks. It's actually been 10 weeks. I am due to get my next 2 ounces tomorrow, but I'm just going to stick to it being my 8 weeks, because I haven't picked up my 10 weeks worth yet. So I have 8 coins, 8 silver coins. Where it all started for me was on eBay, and that was going to be the first lesson I was going to first tell everybody. Don't buy on eBay, guys. eBay is just the root of all evil of buying in silver. Not to mention, the competition of an auction where people just get the high impulse and they just want to win. There's also the fact that the seller has to make his spot price, possibly a bit of profit, add on his eBay fees, add on his PayPal fees, then add on the postage. There's 5 to 6 factors right there that tell you not to go on eBay. The best thing you can ever do is go to a bullion shop. The stupidest thing I did, I did what probably everybody else does, and I'm calling myself, because I was stupid. The first thing I bought was on eBay. Virtually the first thing I saw too. I had been watching gold and silver for about 5 or 6 years. I'd always looked at it, but never really thought a little bit makes a difference. I always thought, no, you've got to have a lot of it to make a difference. Stacking, I've learnt now, stacking adds up. So that's the great thing about silver coins that I've started to learn, that it's such an affordable thing to get into, and it's such a great storer of wealth. So for my own, let's say, put it in inverted commas, personal development, I want to hold some of my monetary value instead of being a compulsive spender. So back on the eBay thing, leave it alone. I shouldn't need to really explain it after I already did. It's just stupid. Go to a bullion shop. There's nothing wrong with a bullion shop. They can be a little bit intimidating. You've got a buzz on the door. You've got a guy asks you what you want. Very direct. You go in there. It's high security. Cameras everywhere again. And yeah, it can be intimidating, but it doesn't have a prerequisite to walk in there. You don't have to go in there to buy 10 ounces of gold to be able to walk in there. There isn't a minimum spend. It's just like going into any other shop, so don't see it as being, it daunted me a little bit. That's the only reason I say it. So where it started with me was with a Morgan silver bar, which was those Sunshine Mint. Some people in America will know what I'm talking about. was those Sunshine Mint Morgan Silver Dollar generic bar. Once I got it, I realised I overpaid for it. I paid 31.50 Australian for that, and I think in American we're talking close to $27. I reckon it wouldn't be too far off. Um, yeah, yeah, about $28. It wouldn't be too far off, and that's an astronomical amount. For that same price at the bullion, oh, not for the same price, for $2, two or three. Hang on, not $2 or $3 cheaper, because I'm thinking of your American price. Um, for about $6 cheaper in Australian terms, I could pick up the Perth Mint Silver Kangaroos, which is an absolute no-brainer. 4.9 silver purity. Um, Beautiful, beautiful coins, and yeah, government backed, from my own native country. If you hadn't picked up from my accent, I am Australian, and my goals are to strictly stick to the Perth Mint, though I will contradict myself in one coin down the line. So the Australian Kangaroo was so much worth it. I went and sold that bar as quick as I could, even at a loss. I sold it for the same price that I could pick up a kangaroo for, took my about a $4 hit, and thought, education, and got it still replaced an ounce for an ounce. So I learnt pretty early on that. So hopefully, some people can learn, to really be smart. Like, don't just get into it just for the sake of stacking it, because if you're stacking it and buying it at any price, you're going to end up, once you get more experienced, even though I'm 8 ounces deep, but I've already got that experience knowing that that's going to be a stupid idea in the long run. So I've got 6 of these kangaroos, so there's no point showing you these 6 kangaroos. Where it started for me to get into coins was my second eBay purchase, so mistake number 2. Mistake number 2 actually put me onto a good path, though. This is where I got onto the Perth Mint path. Being the Australian that I am, I like being patriotic, and I couldn't help myself. I had to see what the hype was about the 1 ounce kookaburras. I love seeing your videos on here from the Americans calling them the kookaburras. This is really funny. But it's actually a kookaburra, like a cook, like a chef. Yeah, getting away from my accent prejudice. This was the coin that really made me open my eyes up. I started realizing that government-backed silver was probably the best avenue for me. Some people are different. If you like, just stacking generic silver, some people just like stacking any silver at all. I want something that's going to be liquid to sell when I need to move it, and Perth Mint is very, very well trusted. I see a lot of you guys overseas stacking a lot of Perth Mint, and yeah, being Australian, I love the Perth Mint, and I love, kookaburras, koalas, kangaroos, saltwater crocodiles. I want to start buying all of them. I don't want to get into any of the Lunar series. I don't bother with all the numismatics, ridiculously high premiums. I only want to be paying $4 to $5 Australian over spot, which is about 3 or 4 US. Yeah, the other coin that I did buy, where I said I was going to contradict myself, I had to see what the hype was about. I got a Canadian silver maple, 2012. Luckily for me, this hasn't got any milk spots. I've read a lot and I've seen a lot of videos about how they get really damaged, and there's some really terrible maples out there. But this kept my faith alive in maples. But to tell you the truth, I probably will sell this soon. This was just to buy for the sake of it. But I probably will sell this to buy some more Perth Mint. If anybody can tell me the pitfalls, or if it's a good or bad idea to just stick to the Perth Mint, I'm not talking about buying, hundreds of thousands of premium, way overvalued kookaburras. I'm talking more about kangaroos, koalas, saltwater crocodiles, just, as lowest premium as possible while still being through the Perth Mint. That leads me to the airtight capsules, which I want to quickly touch on. This did come in a brand name airtight, which kookaburras do. They're already encapsulated from the mint. The kangaroos weren't. That's what I learned from the bullion shop, and it absolutely tore my heart up when I saw the woman carrying these without gloves, which I see people say it's the biggest no-no in the world. And yeah, she had her hands all over 6 of them and just virtually threw them at me, and I was like, oh my god. So I went out and bought capsules. I went on eBay again. Got these generic capsules. I couldn't justify $2.50 brand name airtight when these are going to be stacking up. If anybody can tell me that's a good or a bad idea, I just can't. It's just eating into value, isn't it? If you just keep buying the $2.50 airtights, and you could probably find them cheaper, but that's the cheapest I can find on eBay, and that's getting really, really ridiculous. That's $2.50 Australian too, so don't freak out. Um, so I went on eBay and I looked up eBay International, which is, the greatest thing in the world. If you want to buy something cheap plastic, eBay is your place. If you want to buy something expensive silver, it's not your place. So I bought these generic round capsules, but I have noticed that they jiggle around a lot. They're fine on their width, but on their inside diameter, if you can hear that, they jiggle around a lot. So if any experienced stacker out there can tell me if that's going to be a hindrance or if it's really going to hurt me in the long run, that'd really be appreciated. And